Hi, this is Dan, and I'd like to talk about my EVH Striped Series guitar. Obviously, this is the black and yellow, also known as the Bumblebee guitar. So you just have a very simple design, and that's what gets you the tone, because you have a very hot pickup, and there's not much between the pickup and the output jack. So since there's one pickup, you're not going to have a pickup selector switch. There's no tone knob, so you don't have a capacitor in the way, another tone pot, etc. Now the bridge is a Floyd Rose. It's not floating, so when it comes it'll be flush to the body, and therefore you can only bend the guitar flat and not pull it up sharp. Now that gives you a lot of stability in the guitar as far as staying in tune. All the EVH guitars that I know of come with this cool invention called the D-Tuna, and that's an invention I think by Eddie Van Halen. And that allows you to go from standard E, and when you pull it out, you drop down the D. And so that allows you to change that tuning without unclamping the guitar, which is a huge thing, especially if you write music or you play in a band or something. To not have to unclamp and retune is a big plus. And I've played these type of Floyd Rose guitars for many years, and after playing it with the D-Tuna, I bought a D-Tuna for my other guitar, so now I don't think I could live without it. The neck feels like it's completely unfinished, which is a really comfortable feeling for the playability. You don't have a thick polyurethane finish on it that can sometimes get too tacky, or if your hand sweats when you play, it can be too slippery and you feel like you don't have control over your playing. Same for the fingerboard. There's nothing on the fingerboard. So if anybody knows what they do to these necks exactly, I'd like to know. But maybe they do a grain filler or some kind of oil on here, but it feels like it's unfinished. And I guess I should talk about the paint job, because even after I bought this guitar, I thought that this was some kind of a screen print or a veneer or something that was not where like a human being didn't do it. I thought maybe it was computerized somehow. But I learned that all of these guitars are hand striped, which really I think kind of justifies the price and makes this worthwhile, just that amount of labor put into it. And also, if you got two of the exact same guitars, they're not going to look identical. And I think that really gives a character to the instrument. Now, as far as the setup goes, and let me just say that I have a guitar that's twice as much as this, and I still had to do setup work on it. Very rarely is a guitar going to come and just match a player's preferences, especially if they've been playing for any period of time. So don't necessarily take this as a negative. But when I got the guitar, the bridge, as I said, is against the body here, so you can't pull up. However, the bridge was tilted back like this instead of parallel to the body like the way it is now. And my solution for that was this item called a brass trem stopper from a company called FU Tone, so I'll send a thank you to them. because I bought several things from them and they all really serve a function and have solved problems. And basically it's an easy installation. You screw it in here and it kisses up against your block. What that allows me to do is raise the back of the bridge up so that my bridge is now parallel to the body. And you'll be able to hear, okay, that sound is not the sound of the bridge hitting the body, but it's the sound of the block hitting my trem stopper. I also replaced my block with a 37mm brass big block from FU Tone, so thanks again there. Now the reason why I had to do that was because in these EVH guitars, they route the pickup cavity here very shallow. And from what I've learned is that Edward, I guess, likes and has liked his pickups to be very close to the strings. So that's the design here. And my first inclination was to lower these bridge posts on the bridge, but I couldn't do that because my strings would have been touching the pickup. That's how close they were. So the trem stopper solved that problem, and fortunately the neck pocket seems good enough. I haven't taken the neck off, but I don't think there are any shims in it. If I were to lower this action anymore, you would have to shim the neck, because you just can't lower the bridge anymore without those strings being in danger of actually touching the pickup. But my action here is pretty low. It's pretty comfortable to play. All of these guitars kind of have a history as far as the original guitar goes. And if you're interested in that type of stuff, I just point you in the direction of a guy named Johnny Beane on YouTube. And he runs a channel there with live streams and hangouts and stuff. And he has there's a whole community of people there that have an incredible amount of knowledge, and especially all the EVH stuff. They are very generous with their information, so I've learned a lot. And I'll see if I could put his link in my description. If anybody has any information on how EVH does their serial numbers on these Striped series, I was under the impression that starting in 2013 they did the EVH 1-3 with the 1-3 denoting the year. So I would have expected this guitar to have the EVH 1-4 followed by 3 numbers, and it's got a 0-0 followed by 3 numbers. So if anybody has any information on that as to when I could actually date when this guitar was made, I would appreciate it. So would I recommend this guitar? I definitely would, because I'd buy it again, and I want another one. So thanks for watching.